Hi. Okay, everybody. You definitely caught my deer in headlights look. Anyway, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Certified Unscripted. My name is Rita Haywood, and I am the executive producer of the show, and I am also your host for the night. That kind of made me laugh. Anyway, I just want to thank you all for joining us again tonight. We appreciate you having taking the time to come out and be a part of our show each week. And this week, I'm Vera again, but I'm not Vera. Vera actually was on vacation last week. She had so much fun, she didn't want to come back. But she is actually on vacation for the next few weeks. And we'll be holding it down here. As you know, the summer is really pretty busy for all of us with our extra curricular activities and appearances and things of that nature. So we have to kind of be unscripted in everything that we do, but we're making it through and trying to bring you some new segments next week with some of our special guests. But this week we're going to just be moving into a lot of things with the playoffs, some real life happenings that are going on, and just really taking time to, in some ways, be grateful of the situations we're in. So, as usual, we start our segment having to do with real life. And in real life, Brittany Griner is still not home. There was a rumor or reported in the news and in the press last week that a proposed deal was made for her to be released, which has great promise. But the problem is that the Russians now feel that instead of having, I believe the guy's name is Paul Whelan, released in exchange for Griner. Um, um, yes, they want to exchange him along with Victor Bout, Paul Whelan, excuse me, along with Brittany Griner. Victor Bout is someone that they've considered giving up in order for her to return home. The thing is that, Bout is really considered, he's known as the Merchant of Death, which is not, I don't think, a great title to have as your AKA name. But the thing is that they've also added another person by the name of Vadim Krasikov, who was sentenced to life um, as a counteroffer. So right now, the Russians know that they have the leverage in terms of making things happen or not happen. They know that, as Biden is feeling the pressure. So they're trying to get released some really bad people that we've been able to hold on to here. But, it's a situation of what are we going to do? I know Trump made some crazy statements over the course of the week in regard to us letting people like Mr. Bout out for Brittany. His whole thing was she did what she did, blah, 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 pay the cost, that type of thing. But, we're living in a society, a political climate, I should say, where, you know, things happen, we keep moving, and we can make things happen, we'll make them happen. Because right now she's not home. We want her to be home. So, what are your thoughts on that in terms of just the things that have been said over the week regarding the possibility of this proposal going through? Right now, it's just me and you. So I want to let you know Ruthie is supposed to come on. Let me backtrack a little bit. As I said, because of everyone's schedule, we're really a little crazy. I know Mike Hoopspace says, where's Spoon, Ruthie, Penny, all them gone today? Yes, everybody is gone today, but hopefully they will pop in. In the meantime, you're my family, you're my audience, and I want to hear what you have to say. So definitely put your thoughts up on the page, and let's see if we can answer some of your questions. But going back to what they are offering or what they want in exchange now, it's really getting out of control. So it's going to be very interesting to see how things actually pan out with them wanting this new guy. I forget his name. Vadim Krasakov. Say that fast 5 times. Anyway, in news also, we unfortunately have the passing of the one and only Bill Russell. I don't know how many of you really know the history of the game in terms of men's basketball and who he was, but he was a truly, truly great soul, great spirit, great person, great player, just extremely humble, especially coming along at a time when he did, when we had, the world was divided, black, white, and he really had to show who he was through his character and through playing, and at times definitely, keeping his mouth, shut, because he was representing us all as a people. But we do send our condolences out to his family, and the basketball world has truly lost a great one. I had the pleasure of actually meeting him, and he was truly, truly somebody that inspired, very soft spoken, but had a very promising, a prominent image. Let me let Ruthie in here. Um, Ruthie, how are you? Can you hear me? Oh, there we go with that mic. How are you this evening?
Hey, I'm fine. How are
Hey,
you?
I'm good. I'm good. We were just
I hear you. Can you hear me?
yeah, I can hear you. I see
I
your
know, girl. Can
drawing.
you hear me okay?
I hear you fine.
Huh?
I hear you fine. You're
Okay, okay.
freezing.
If
You're
I get
freezing.
crackly, I might have to go on mute so you don't. Huh?
I said I
I'm in
hear
my
you
usual
fine.
in the car.
I see. Well, at least you joined us. I
Okay.
appreciate that. But
Yeah.
just we were just going over some of the real life happenings, talking about Brittany Griner and the proposal that was made last week for her to be released, and also talking about the great Bill Russell who passed away this
Yes.
past week. Um, I was just really I had a chance to meet him, as I'm sure you've had a chance to
I
meet him in
did.
the past,
Yes.
and he is truly a beautiful spirit. Just a loving person who gave so much to the sport, and that we have a lot to learn from just in his history alone at the time that he grew up playing basketball and making a presence for us. you
Yes.
know
I saw him over. I've been going over to the reservation in North Dakota.
uh-huh.
Um, maybe South Dakota for the last 3 or 4 years, and I've
Okay.
seen him over there. He does a lot of stuff with the native, so I've seen him there,
Yeah, he's the last time I
and
saw
it's
him was
still
at the,
sort of.
what'd you say? Breaking up
I
a
said
little
it's
bit.
still hard, when you think about. Am I breaking up?
Yeah, you're good right now. Keep going.
I'm gonna try. Okay. Am I good right here? I said it's amazing. All those championship rings, all those championships
Yeah.
that he won. It's amazing what he did for the game.
Oh, absolutely.
And
I have Pooh on here. She's saying that he had the best laugh ever.
I know it. That's what they said. I didn't hear him laugh though.
I didn't
Everybody talking
either.
like
I'm
he
like,
laughed.
I see him. He'd be like, "How you doing? So good to see you again." I'd be like, "Oh my God, I'm a deer in headlights again." So definitely, but he will absolutely be missed. I don't know anything about the services or anything like that, but I'm sure they'll put them up and we'll put them up on our site as the week progresses, you know. But
Yeah.
we are in basketball playoff season right now. Some of the major, most important games are going on here in New York. I'm maybe about 5 miles from the Barclays Center, and you have the Sparks going against the Liberty. And I think someone put the score up for me. I think that was you, Erica. Hey, Erica, how you
Oh,
doing?
they playing right. They playing right now.
They are playing right now. And you know, the playoff race is genuinely tight, especially in the middle of the pack. I know I just saw somebody put up, 41-33 over the Sparks. Thank you, Erica. Yeah, so right now, you know, the race is on. The middle of the pack is really congested. That's all I know how to say. It's got to be a situation of how are we going to get that final 8 spots? And I mean, I love it because the competitiveness, the competitive spirit that's going to be out there for these games is something else because everybody's playing like it's the last game and do or die situations. And that's what you want. You want good games like that. So like I said, the game is on over at the Barclays Center. Maybe I'll run over after. I don't know. But right now, the Liberty are up 41-33. Thank you, Erica, for keeping me updated. So, you know, now with the new format, new playoff format, we are basically 2 weeks away from the end of the season. So I'm not sure if many of you know what the new playoff format is this year. So I'm going to refresh you, provide a little refresher for you. Previously, the playoffs featured 4 rounds in a 1-1-5-5 format. This meant that the first 2 rounds were single elimination, while the two were best of 5 series, the last two. But with this format, the two top seeds get automatic buys into the semifinal round. And there are no more buys in terms of how things were done last year. So this season, they reconstructed the playoffs to only feature 3 rounds in a 3-5-5 format. So instead of kicking off the postseason with 2 single elimination rounds, they are doing like during the previous 6 seasons, instead of what they've always done the previous 6 seasons, they're now only 1 round in the best of 3 format before the semifinals. So breakdown for the first round matches will be the best of 3 series. The higher seeds will host the games 1 and 2, while the lower seeds host game 3. And the semifinals and finals will both be the best of 5 series. And I think more people enjoyed it that way. I'm not sure what you think as followers and fans of women's basketball. I mean, do you like the format or do you think that they should have kept what they did last year in terms of the format overall? Any opinions
But hey,
in
so
terms
the
of the
first game, there's
playoff?
no first game elimination now.
No, they changed the format where, you know, the higher seeds are going to host. So you have 8 teams now. The higher seeds, the 1 and the 2, will host their games, you know, at their home. You have 2 at home. And excuse me, I believe it's 2-1, then 1 and 2, going back once the first game has started of the playoff segment. So Ruthie, you still there? I see you're on my screen. I don't know. Oh, there you are. Okay. You there?
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah. I think giving them more games. I like the new. I think it to me it's cheesy. I know you gotta be ready in playoff, but you know what? The guys play like crap. They'll lose 40 points, and then
Uh,
you look at the Warriors, the championship team. Imagine if that was one game. That game determined that game that they lost. Yeah, the kids want the money.
All right, I think you're frozen, but I know it gives us more games overall in terms of. I think there were only 19 games played. The old format, you only had 19 games overall. With this format, you get like 27 games. So you're talking about more exposure, you're talking about more quality games, and just an opportunity for fans to see the players that they're interested in. Ruthie, where are you? All right, I'll bring you back in when I think I can hear you, okay? Okay. So what do you think about that? The format that as it is now? Um, my followers and fans. Let me see if I have any stuff up here. Okay, Erica says she definitely doesn't like the one game eliminations, though. She's feeling that this format should actually be better in terms of what what is projected, for excitement, the levels of excitement with everything, you know. Let's see. Ron, is this you? Let me see. Um, Linda Dorsey says, I like the format better. I like the format better. The one and done has too many variables. A top team could get eliminated to a key player missing for whatever reason. Yeah, I think that is very true, Miss Dorsey, and that you want it to be competitive all the way around. I think one and done. I mean, I love the pressure of that, but at the same time, I feel that if you've worked hard in the season, that one and done is really pretty tricky if you're not ready for it at all. You know, what do we have here? Yes, we have someone else that says it's a much better format, and yes, I agree, more quality games. So I think we'll be able to see a lot more of the player skill sets because now it's more. They know they can live a little longer, and they're not going to just die once they get into the single game elimination. They know they have an opportunity to really come back, give us some good games, and make a statement here. So right now, though, with positioning, I think everyone is still fighting for position. There's no one that has really claimed that top three spot. They're still kind of shuffling. You have the Aces, you have Chicago Sky, you have Connecticut, all vying for that top spot. Seattle is in the fourth spot. I don't think they're going to be able to make any changes as far as coming up any further than they are. But those three top spots are definitely still open for up for grabs, as you would say. But if every series goes a distance, like I said, the new format will definitely give us more games to watch, and just be a little more exciting. I have a couple of questions here. Let me see. Linda Dorsey, how much better formatting? Yes, games. All right, I think Ruthie's coming back. Y'all got to understand, Ruthie is a world traveler. She goes anywhere and everywhere to do camps and clinics and expose players to women's basketball. So she is back with us. we were
Yay.
still we were still talking about the format, and I'm explaining to them that you're just a world traveler, and wherever you have to come on, you're going to come on and make it happen. So I appreciate that.
Hey, I tell you, I got full court press on. It's like trying to make this world a better place.
Absolutely, absolutely. So it seems that more and more people are loving the format for this year versus the last 6 years. I think everybody was just like they don't even know why they made it that way last year in the last 6 years. But I'm just happy we're moving forward with something different as well. So who's your top pick for the playoffs? Like who's your top? Who do you see coming out as the WNBA champion this year? Tough.
Well, you talking to me?
Yeah, I'm talking to you.
Okay. Uh, like who else? You know what? I was pulling for Vegas just to have
Uh,
some different mix in there, but I actually want mine Connecticut to be honest. But you know what? Chicago say, hey, you know what? We let you know that wasn't a fluke that we won. They holding their ground. It's like so it could very well be Chicago again, to be honest. Um,
yeah.
but I just to me, I would love to see Connecticut to be honest, even more so than Vegas. I would. I feel like what's her
But
name, the
what happened
girl.
to Connecticut last year? Weren't
Uh,
they the favorite last year?
they did do Dooley Squad. You hear me? That's a Mississippi term. They didn't even show up. They must have left. They must have thought the game was yeah. They would. I'm sure they should be hungry because I'm pretty sure the end and they had a great season. They were solid the whole season in the playoffs. They must thought they were just gonna automatically win just showing up at the game.
Yeah,
But
they
they
did
got a
fall
hand to
apart.
it.
Yeah, they did fall apart, which was unfortunate because I thought they were going to go all the way last year. I think I picked them to go all the way last year, but
Yeah,
unfortunately
yeah.
they didn't. My pick, I'm still kind of, I don't know. Las Vegas is like, I like them, but
They up and down.
I like Seattle to get something. Have Sue Bird go out on a win. I think that would be more of a story, to really talk about. And I know her team, having added Tina Charles. Tina Charles is like they were actually talking about her because on Saturday, they won, and with the win on Saturday against the Mystics, they actually clinched the playoff spot. So everyone was talking about how emotional Tina Charles had been, because if you think about it, she's been on how many teams since she's gotten in the league and hasn't had the opportunity to be in a championship or playoff situation. I think this is her first time actually being with a team that promises or gives her hope as far as possibly getting to a championship. So, I mean, what do you think about that? Because she's been through a lot to get where she is now. Can you hear
Are
me?
you talking about
Yeah, I'm talking about Seattle and Tina Charles having moved over to Seattle and the advantage that she sees in just making the playoffs this year for the very first time.
Tina Charles is? It's the first time?
Yeah, yeah, from what I recall, because she didn't make it with the Liberty. I think they got close one year that she was here, but I don't think she's ever made the playoffs to just even have a
And
chance.
Tina Charles is she with Connecticut?
What's that?
Tina Charles was Connecticut, isn't she? Is she with the
No,
Connecticut
she
team?
she no, she got a divorce. This was in the last episode last week, and she was picked up by Seattle to join their squad.
No way.
Yes,
Tina
well,
Charles is playing. What?
she is with Seattle. Yes, she is with
Oh
Seattle.
yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. I think to me, yeah. Well, you know what? I think Seattle they could take a major run for it.
Yeah,
With her playing around Sue Bird and Sue Bird, with being the floor general she is, and oh yeah, that was a great that was brilliant
yeah.
getting
I
rid of
don't
that
think.
team.
I mean, you can't count them out. You look at it from a perspective of, you know, who's really hungry. Tina's got to be like starving for a championship. It's like her first time. Sue, the whole team, Stewie, all of them want to give her that going away present of a championship. I would think so. And having
Yeah.
the playoffs. I mean, I know the Aces are doing what they do, Chicago's doing what they do, but I'm gonna say that they are definitely going to be a sleeper and probably give some people some headaches. It's going to be competitive all the way through.
Oh
Yep.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Right. So I don't know. But let me see. Monty, Rita. Who's Monty? Let me see what Monty talking about here. I'm gonna put him up here. Rita, you miss a lot of amazing questions. Hopefully you go back in the chat on Facebook Live. Yes, I will, Monty. I will go back just because you told me to. So I'm definitely happy to oblige you. But I'm just looking forward to the season. Like I said, the thing with Seattle, this is my last thought on Seattle, is that they really had an opportunity to gain even more of an advantage, but then they came back after the back to back and they lost the following day. So that would have really given them a better, situation in terms of, I think, even the placement overall. But they lost on Saturday. I think they were just so excited about Sunday, excuse me. I think they were just so excited about winning and getting in and clinching a playoff spot that they just kind of let their guard down when it came to Sunday's game. But that's just human nature, I think, overall. You know, I
Mhm.
definitely see. Let me see what we have going on here. All right, we got a first team. Moni Williams says she has Chicago Sky. If they're healthy or loaded, they get the best record. They got the best record in the league. So I believe she is absolutely going with the Sky. Connecticut Sun, time is over. John Quellis Jones didn't show up in the playoffs. Well, I think that was just last year. I think she learned a lot, Ron, from that situation last year, that the playoffs is just a whole nother season, and it's when you do show up and show out or you go home, and she found that out very quickly. And I don't think she's going to make the same mistake twice. They're going to be competitive. I don't think they're going to win it, but I think they will be competitive. I'm just going with a sentimental in Seattle as my choice for the championship.
Well, well, since Charles left, I don't. I'm going back. I don't think Seattle got. I'm gonna say Connecticut got a chance. Um, I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say probably Chicago gonna win it again.
Oh, what?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. They gonna win it again.
Wait,
You
I
let
got.
Vandersloot keep hey, you let Vandersloot keep going playing like she's playing,
Oh
and
yeah, yeah,
she got ice in her veins. She's a force to be reckoned with, and she played with such conviction and hunger, and just she played very gritty.
yeah. She did have a great week. I mean, she really had a great week. But I'm just seeing this, Miss Burke. I'm sorry. I'm trying to do all of this at one time. But Miss Burke says that Ruthie, what would a second title for Candace Parker do for her already amazing legacy?
It just she's obviously she's playing better basketball than she really did with the Sparks. I'm talking about it's a lot more at stake. She was sort of had to climb her way back up. I think it'll just cement the message more like, hey, everybody doubt me, watch me work. Even though I didn't make the Olympic team, watch me do what I do. And it's
Right.
also really the leadership. I to me, I have more respect for her game now than I
Mm-hmm.
did before because it's like she was a player that was good, sort of entitled, sort of like going through the motions. But she has really had to find a way to reinvent and to say, hey, you know what? Hey, and so I admire her more respect. I think she showed a lot of courage. She showed a lot of pedigree, um, just a lot of grit and a lot of gut. Just like, hey, you know what? I can either crawl up in a hole or I can come out and be, and show you, hey, that this is real. So I think it'll be phenomenal. And now it would be no doubt, no question, like, hey, I'm back. And so, and for this to happen at this point in her career, I think it would be huge,
Right.
for her. And she playing with so much confidence, like and I think she's surrounded by people she believes in, that believes in her, and
Mm-hmm.
she don't have to worry about trying to do everything by herself. She got a, great supporting cast.
Yeah, I think so too. Erica says, Chicago definitely looks good to repeat, but the Aces are definitely looking pretty tough themselves. I think there's just so much pressure on them to do something this year, especially having Becky Hammond come in. I think it's like, oh, we have to win, we have to win. And it's just pressure all the way around. So I don't know. I'm kind of with the Aces, but I think they're gonna be there for that game. you know. So, Heaven, I am going back to something that you said. You feel that Tina Charles is a chemistry killer. I need you to explain that to me. I'm just like, what? How do you feel so? I've never heard that before. I really haven't. So I'm kind of surprised um, that you're saying it, but I've never heard that she was a chemistry killer. So maybe send me a little something, something, and tell me how she has killed the chemistry on a team. I think she's always played hard. Whatever team she's gone to, she's always shown that she's interested, she's involved. I've never seen her, just slouch on the bench or do anything like that. So I am waiting for your response, Miss Heaven Burke. All right. Anyway, let me see if I get some more questions here. Let's see. Anybody know what the score is for the Liberty game? If you could shoot that to me, I can let other people know what it is too, because it's a big game, you know. It definitely is. All right, we'll be ready. Great games. Yes. Sabrina. All right, playing tonight, dishing like Pinachero. Okay. I gathered they're up because she surely, what did she have the last game? 16 assists overall. Set a new record for the WNBA as far as most assists in a game, 16. So, yeah, she is doing Pinachero things, definitely. Let me see. Tay. How did a team, let's see, her question, how did a team with Diana, Tina Charles, and Skylar Diggins not do well together? They all were USA players. Sometimes it can be chemistry for sure. And it can be combinations of when people are playing together or not playing together. I don't think that that's a great squad right there. But I mean, if we're looking at Diana and Skylar as if they've always felt that way or dealt that way when they played on the USA basketball teams, then I'm sure there were problems that were just in house we didn't know about. But I'm still waiting on Heaven to tell me what's going on because you're back.
Hey, so what was that last question?
Actually, this one was from Tay Tay. She was saying that how did the team with Diana, Tina Charles, and Skylar Diggins not do well together? They were all USA basketball players. You gonna answer that? What are your thoughts on that?
So the Tina Charles play with
Sorry.
Phoenix.
Where was
I
she
thought she
before?
played with Connecticut.
No, 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 no.
Connecticut.
No, no. No, I'm talking about this question here where they were talking about Diana, Tina Charles, and Skylar Diggins when they were on the USA basketball team. And why didn't they do well together? Once they were all, they were all playing for the USA.
I know it, but you saying Tina Charles? She said together. Is Tina Charles playing with Phoenix?
No, no, Tina Charles is with Seattle. That's what we were saying earlier.
Well,
She
okay.
was
I
just
thought she
making,
meant they
she was
played together on
making,
WN.
no, she was making a statement from USA basketball when they played together.
Well, they won gold. Like, what else do you want? I'm like, I'm just saying. They won gold and they took care of business there. Um, I think it's a matter of, I think chemistry. It's a matter of just, if you got the player considers it GOAT, of course you're gonna have people. Everybody gonna be out to get them. And so I think that, for whatever reason, but I think that they're, I say too, it seemed like they should have done better. But obviously we saw that fight and the animosity.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing about it, you know what? We Houston always had a lot of animosity that we heard between the players, but they got out
Mm-hmm.
to me. The more rumors you hear, the better they played. If you hear
Right,
Cheryl and Tina had some words, or Cheryl and Cooper had some words in the locker room at the last game, the next game they still come out. They were professional enough to come out and still play ball. And
right.
but I think it could be a lot of things we don't know. But I think when you got division and you lose, seemed like they lost the fire. Like it didn't. It wasn't. it didn't matter anymore. It's like I don't care. But those Olympians, those are Hall of Famers, and they just I think to me, I could be wrong, but my perspective is that they they just the chemistry something divided the team or
Mm-hmm.
certain players, and you got your two Olympians, about to fight on the bench,
Mm-hmm.
something, you know. Uh, so anyway,
Yes,
that's
yes.
my take.
Anybody have a score for me? What's going on with the Liberty right now? I know they have an amazing court out there. I think Trish is actually at the game talking about it. But
Like,
anyway, hoop baller Scoop is talking about Candace Parker moving into fourth all time in rebounds and 30 rebounds from the three spot. Her legend keeps growing. I think Scoop, you're a big fan, huh? Penny would love to hear that. Definitely. Um, let's see. Tina Charles, we're talking about Tina still. Listening. All right, really, really great. Ron, my already. All right, so Ron Charles talks about his all WNBA team, which is Candace Parker, Brianna Stewart, Asia Wilson, Kelsey Plum, and Diggins. My thoughts. What are your thoughts on that, Ruthie? Can you hear
say
me?
that part again.
Ron Charles has
Yeah,
his
say it
first
again.
team. He has his first team, his WNBA first team, Candace Parker, Brianna Stewart, Asia Wilson, Kelsey Plum, and Diggins. What are your thoughts on his selection?
Hey, there ain't nothing wrong with that. Them some ballers. I'm like, hey, you think about it, those are great players, and you could probably find another five just as good. But
Mm-hmm.
you can't argue with that group. Great, with them, Plum, she's a force to be reckoned with in her position. Although players are dominant in their position, you know, I don't know. It looked like their numbers seem like you would have. What would you put Diggins, one or two? Would you have Plum one, Diggins two, or Diggins at one and Plum two, or you just go back and forth? You
Right.
know, but you got two shooters. Shooter. You got also you got what's the three you got? The girl from Seattle,
Brianna Stewart.
Brianna, and then you got Candace as a
Candace
who you
would
got
have
as
to
a
be the
center.
three. Candace, I think, would have to be the three. I mean, I don't know. I
Why
just
no? Why
they
can't
can.
Snoop be three?
That's
Snoop be three,
true.
Candace be four.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? And yeah,
Yeah.
that's a nice. Hey, that's a nice five.
Mm-hmm.
But you also got you got to hey that team that Vandersloot gonna be on. She gonna give somebody some business in that guard position. So
True.
good luck somebody. Good luck defending. You know what I'm saying? Who they got defend? Who committed to defense? Okay, Plum played pretty good defense.
Right.
And also too, that's something that uh, with Diggins will have to get in her grill. You have to play good defense on that team. That team will be coming strong. But
Right.
I think they can find. I think they can find another five to compete though.
Right. Hoops Nation here says that all WNBA first team has to come from winning teams. Um, I kind of agree with that as well. Got to have winners
The
to
one
make
now?
the team. Hoops Nation says that all WNBA first team has to come from winning teams.
You say winning teams. You saying teams that's in
Winning
the
teams,
top.
teams, right? Teams that are in the top, that are in the playoffs. They can't. I mean, they're not coming from your, um, teams that are outside the brackets for the playoffs. That you know.
Yeah.
Oh, look at Keisha. Keisha. All right, let me see. This is a question. Keisha said, Rita, I caught your comment when talking about Candace Parker saying Penny would like it. So does Penny not like Candace Parker? No, I think Penny likes Candace Parker. She was actually a part of her team. And Penny's thing with the LA Sparks actually was that they traded Candace and didn't get anything for her. But I think Penny, you know, Penny's, I mean, she's had Candace Parker as a player for so many years. And when you want to win, you want to win. You know, everything else goes out the window. So good comeback to me, though. I appreciate that, you know. All right. So let me see who else is on here and what they are talking about. Well, let me first bring something back. Did you hear about Lauren Jackson returning?
I didn't hear that.
Yes, Lauren Jackson has decided to get back in shape. She said she gained about 50 pounds, had
50.
50 pounds. So she is now getting back in shape to come back and play for the Australian national team, USA. You know, I was going to say USA basketball, but to come back and play. Um, what do you think about that? I don't even know how old Lauren is right now, but
Yeah, well, you know what? Hey, if that's what she want to do,
she's
hey, hats off
41.
to her.
She's actually 41. She's
You know
41.
what? If that's what she want to do, I don't blame her. In fact, I'm jealous a little bit, to be honest, because I sure wish I sure come back. You know, if she want to come back, you know what? And guess she come back and then don't succeed, it's okay. If she come back,
Right,
you know what? It's okay. It's like her window. If that's what she want to do, applaud her for having the courage to want to come back and want to, still love the game. And she
right.
might not be she probably won't be the same Lauren that was in there 25 and 30, but it's okay.
Yeah, and that's what she says. She's not trying to be the same Lauren, but she is a four-time WNBA MVP. She had a phenomenal career with the WNBA. So I don't know if her comeback has so much to do with the WNBA as it has to do with just her and the national team that she would be
True,
playing
true.
for. You know, she played 2 Olympics. And
Uh-huh.
Sandy Brondello, who is the coach, says she's still pretty good. So I mean, I would take her. I would take it just for the veteran leadership because she knows how to win. You know. So has anybody else heard about that? What are your thoughts on that? Everybody's talking about Hoops Nation. Let's see, Coach of the Year. Um. So Erica wants to know who we think the Coach of the Year will probably be. Mm,
Hold up.
yeah.
Uh,
Question came up. Coach of the Year. Who's it going to be? Becky Hammond?
what was the other option?
Everybody else that's in the league. So you have,
Everybody else did what? Who's done anything
all
better
right,
than
all
her
right.
at this point?
Look at your top four. Look at your top four teams, and who's coaching them. Just the top four, not even the lower four. I mean, is it Becky
Vegas.
Hammond? Is
I
it?
think they could get.
What are you saying?
Go ahead, keep naming them.
No, I'm just saying. I'm asking your opinion in terms of who you think could possibly be the coach of the year this year.
Yeah, right now I was saying the race probably is Becky. As of now, maybe. Um, but it could be you know,
Hype Baller Hoop says he feels it's going to be James Wade again of Chicago, just because what he's done with them, over the course of 2 years and how they've excelled.
true. Yeah, I
I
agree.
kind of agree with that one. I kind of agree with that one. Let's see. Hoop Nation was also talking about Lauren Jackson. She'll be back to play for a national team, and that she is averaging 25 points a game in the league that she's in right now. So I gather she's not going to have a problem coming back and scoring overall.
Wow.
Just digressing back to that. But I don't know. I think I'm with I think I'm with Hoop on that as far as James Wade. I think he'll probably be the coach. of the year. Because even though I want Seattle to win, I just have a feeling that Chicago's just too strong and has kind of, they have everyone's number right now. They're just on another mission of a different kind. So, okay, Keisha also says, talking about Lauren Jackson, saying that she's playing in the league overseas and her highlights have been solid. So I'm assuming she's done a lot of work because I know she said she had to lose 50 pounds. 50 pounds is a hell of a lot to try to lose. I don't know when she started this journey, but my everything goes off to her just for trying to make a comeback. I think I tried to make a comeback at 50, and then my first step wasn't as quick, so I didn't want to. I figured I'd give it up then. But yeah, when it's in your spirit, it's in your spirit. You feel you can do it, you can do it. I know now I can still ball a little bit, but unless you got money in your pocket, we're not trying to ball. I'm not trying to ball and hurt my knees anymore.
Okay.
I'm just saying, just putting it out there a little bit. Anyway, let me see what else we have going on. I wanted to talk about
Brittany Griner.
Yeah, we talked about her coming in, in
Hey,
terms of,
what you think about what Trump said?
oh yeah, that was a little crazy. I think, he is someone who's just always going to try and deflect and distract from what the real focus should be on, which is just getting her home, her and what's his name, Paul Whelan.
Have they decided to do the trade?
The thing is that they've added someone else that they'd like to have in exchange for her. And this person, I guess, is pretty bad. And it's like right now it's no go. The person that they're talking about exchanging her for in terms of Victor Bout, I believe his name is, he's known as the merchant of death. He was someone who sold arms, guns, whatever. He didn't care who he sold it to. He ended up selling it to the left and to the right because he was a businessman. He was all about his money. He didn't really care. And the consequences of his actions were just unbelievable. But they gave him 25 years, and I guess they figured that, look, they can have him back, and we can get Brittany. But they added a new person, and I think he's also a hacker. He's just a really bad person overall.
Yeah.
And it's just, doesn't wait. But I feel Trump is always going to stick his nose in to try and belittle whoever's in power or who's ever trying to negotiate things because he wants to be heard. So this was once again an opportunity for him to say something, not necessarily going to have anything positive come out of what he's saying, but just him talking, him talking overall. Right now it's halftime. I hear 53-41. Thank you, Erica. I appreciate that. Yes. Let's go. Because the middle race is really something crazy as far as the playoffs. Nene, let's see. No, Nene is saying, why didn't they play well with the Phoenix team, not USA basketball? Oh, this is going back. You know what? Sometimes the questions come up and they're all mixed up, or I have to go back. But Tay, she said, is saying, why didn't they play well with the Phoenix team, not USA basketball? This was in regard to the question earlier. Why didn't they play well together then? That's what she was saying. So.
Yeah, I think.
And also going back, talking about, why has she been on so many teams? Talking about Tina Charles. She's a great scorer and rebounder, but she don't affect winning. She went to Washington, the team with Deladon, then she leaves after 1 year, then she goes to Phoenix, then requests to leave, maybe saying she is not, was too strong. Oh, I appreciate that, Miss Bird. But I don't know. I think she's just chasing a championship, really, in my mind. she's not, she's doing what the LeBrons do and these players nowadays do. They try to, get with a team that has, say, two other players that can really contribute. And maybe in her mind, she felt going to those other teams with Della Dawn, she would have some help that she didn't have when she was actually even here in New York. Personally, I think they had a nice squad when they were in New York. I don't know. I mean, that could be a coaching situation, but I think that she right now she's just chasing that chip. She don't care. She's like, look, I'm getting divorced. I'm leaving. I've had enough of this. I got a
Uh-huh.
couple years left on my knees, and I got to go get me a chip.
Hey,
So
speaking of Chip, I'm sorry to
I
you,
know. I see. I'm like, you making me hungry.
man. I had a burrito like 7 hours ago, so I got me some little something to snack on to a little bit, and drink some water. It's
That's
hot here
good. Where are you now?
in Sacramento.
Okay. Well, it's hot everywhere because it's hot as the Dickens. I don't want to go to hell, as they would say, but it's hot
No,
everywhere. You know. Let me see if I'm missing. I know some people asked some questions earlier. We talked about Bill Russell earlier, and Ashley made a point. She says, "See how all eras of NBA players knew about Bill Russell. That's what's lacking in the WNBA. He needs to honor. We need to honor our early legends like the NBA does." I completely agree. I completely
say that
agree.
again.
And with some of the things that we're trying to do, and some of the things that we're looking to put in place at a later time, I think we will be able to make that happen a little more efficiently and a lot more quicker because a lot of the players that are playing in today's game, they don't know anything about the history of the WNBA. And the question is, whose responsibility is that for them to know? Is that the league's responsibility? Is it just them needing to know? I mean, whose responsibility is it for something like that?
I think
You
it's everybody in a position to make decisions. Of course, the league is a responsibility. There's no reason why you have the game that you couldn't, even with our tour, that you couldn't recognize one player each game after the Dream On. It's the same anniversary. What we did in '96, no doubt, hands down. If we not had we not won the gold, had we
know?
not won the gold, there would not be a WNBA right now. It might have took another 10 years for it to happen. What
That's
we
true.
did and when we did it played a huge role. And what is it to honor a player just out of a player in the Atlanta game and a player in Chicago? You got to do it. These young players weren't even born. These young players just playing, just enjoying. So it's the people in leadership. It's the people in
Right.
leadership. Yeah, I hold the WNBA responsible. Yeah, they should do more, without a doubt.
Right.
Y'all celebrate your anniversary to my Title IX, but yeah, you need to do more and let these players know that they didn't just wake up and there was a WNBA. Let them know, hey, history. When you driving, you don't look in the rearview mirror the whole time, but at least you take a glance. You
Hmm.
take a glance to see where you came from, see where you've been, and see what's behind you. So it'll be
Yeah.
nice for them to take a nice little glance every so often.
Yeah. Yeah. I
I'm just
mean,
saying.
no, I mean, you're right. We need to really honor and put in the forefront those who really laid the foundation for so many things, that are now being done. Things are just so fast. It seems, I don't know what you think of it as overall as an audience, but I feel that we now have technology, but the technology is really being used to um, just stroke the ego a little bit versus trying to put out the word and the images of the WNBA to say, hey, come to a game. We need you here to fill the seats and show your support. I think once you go to any WNBA game, once you initially get there, get in the seats, you will become a fan. But the players as well need to advertise. They need to I know
No, you know,
they want to take the
I,
shots at themselves and get their own personal.
yeah,
Uh,
but you know what though? No, the league, their marketing, the people in charge, those players gonna do what they are told to do. They're gonna
right,
do if they, So what the players gonna do? These players, they busy playing, they busy doing their thing. They ain't got a chance to, you know, uh, no, If the league set up something where they
Mhm.
had the whole team, or if they had a few players and they wanted to do it, even I would say I think it would be cute doing a national commercial with certain players from different generations to be
Right,
like, hey, you look familiar, hey. So I think that these players go in, they focus on what they good at doing, playing ball and doing their thing. No,
yeah.
it's a league, and the people in the league, the people in the leadership position, the people that make decisions. Bottom line, hands down. If and
Okay.
bust about it.
True. I would say that true. I think that I
I'm
mean
just saying, you
there's
know,
always an opportunity though. There's always I
I
mean,
think you look at players like in Tarasi era, like Tarasi, I think that, but have anybody ever asked, after she saw Dream On, she said, she texted me, she said, thank you. She said, thank you for carrying us on your shoulder. I said, hey, you know what? Well, that's
mhm,
what we had to do. I said, we've handed the torch to some amazing ladies,
right,
so that generation probably won't
mhm. Yeah. You're on mute.
need.
Okay.
Am I
Yeah.
mute now?
No, you good. You
You
good.
know, that generation, take that generation, take a bird, do a commercial with a bird, Tarasi, you know, um, two more other players, whether it's Lisa, whether it's Carla McGee, whether it's Dawn Staley. I would say Dawn, Lisa. You look at those generations. You ain't got to be Dawn Staley, Lisa Leslie, Tarasi, and Bird, for example. And then maybe get one more young player. And they all sitting around eating somewhere, and then like some creative, But no, I
Right.
think that generation that have what they've done been amazing, and but they know. I think they know in their heart. They know that they didn't do it, and they honor us. But it's like you need people to in leadership position, the marketing to know is to do something about it. That's what I think.
I think so.
They need to be
I think
more intentional.
I think we probably need to make it happen though. I think we're going to be the ones that put together the proposal. We talked about things that we're going to do out in LA going into the fall. So I think that's just something else we'll have to create, and that's not hard to do. We'll have the support. So
Look,
speaking of some of our players from the past, I know Baller's Page wants to know. He says it's an off the wall question. I don't think it is, but he wants to know if anyone knows how Jennifer Gillum is doing. He'd love to see her on the show one week.
oh, that'd be awesome,
Yes, yes,
Mississippi girl.
absolutely. So trust Baller. We are absolutely trying to get in touch with her. Well, I've reached out to her. I just haven't heard back. So, we have so many people. We have, let's see, Darnell and Stacy are looking to see Diana Nolan. Alan wants Yolanda Griffin. Sandy wants Katrina McLean, as well as Chico. Trust, we are in touch with Nancy, Katrina, T. Edwards. We're in touch with all of them. Angel McCautry was supposed to be on also. And I know we say these are people who are coming on, but we have to go by the schedules that they have. Even for ourselves, look at us. We're trying to keep everything going, but we have so many, just not distraction. We just have so many requests for people to whether it's an appearance, whether it's an autograph signing, whether it's getting people to the games, whatever the situation might be, whether it's Spoon, Penny. There's just a lot going on. It's summer, so it's that end. People on vacation. As I said, Vera went on vacation. She's not trying to come back to probably September. But in between time, we're going to keep things up and running. We actually have a young lady by the name of Savannah Hamilton. I'm not sure if you know who she is, but she covers a lot of NBA games, knows quite a bit about the WNBA as well. And we'll be probably having her come in and filling in as a host because, girl, I know what I know, but I do the other stuff. Anyway,
Mm.
you
You
know,
do good, no?
I, I just want to thank all of you for coming on and still supporting and being a part of the show. I don't want to say who we have coming on next week because if they don't come, it's going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem. But, I do thank you all for tuning in tonight and joining us on another segment of Certified Unscripted. Like I said,
Yep.
next week it'll be a little different, But we do appreciate you coming and joining us tonight. And, what's our saying? We're not new to this. We're
Not
true to this.
true to
We
this.
are certified,
Certified unscripted,
unscripted.
baby.
Thanks for coming. We'll see you next week.
Thank you,
Have a great
guys.
week.
Be
Love
safe.
y'all.
Let's make this. Peace.